What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and it's that time of year again. Time for another tech survival kit to help you out in all of your potential tech emergencies, aka your first world problems. The case holding all of the gear this time around is from the same company as last year's, BagSmart. Now, this kit is a bit bigger than the previous survival kits I've shown, but that also means it's going to be able to hold more, which is great depending on your needs. And I still think the previous kits are great options even today if you're looking for something a bit smaller. But I like this BagSmart case. It looks great, has a ton of compartments, and a nice price tag. In the first pocket, we've got headphone adapters for those phones without a headphone jack. And it's great to have this here since these little adapters are easy to lose, so if you happen to misplace yours, you know the survival kit has a backup. And it's also nice if you tend to depend on a Bluetooth headphone and the battery dies on you, you can use the cable that comes with the headphone, plug it into the adapter, and still use it. And next we have a headphone splitter by Belkin. And I like to have these around in case you're going on a long trip and you're watching something and you want to share it with someone next to you. You both can just plug in some headphones and enjoy whatever you're watching. This is the Orbit card, which is typically used to find wallets. Having this here will give you the ability to locate your kit from your smartphone if you happen to misplace it, and you can even make it ring if you're trying to pinpoint its exact location, and vice versa. It's a little bit more expensive than what I typically like to put in the case, but I definitely think it's worth it, especially considering its longevity with being able to be recharged. But if you definitely want to go with something cheaper, there's always tile options. I'll have a few of my favorites down below in the description so you guys could go ahead and check them out. Now, when you go beyond that first pocket and open this thing up, you'll see quite a few cables on the left. At the top, we've got a generic 3.5mm auxiliary cable. This could be really helpful if you forget the cable to your Bluetooth headphones, or if you want to plug in an audio device to a pair of speakers, like you might in a car. And next to that, we've got a really inexpensive pair of earbuds by Trono. These are a great pair of backup earbuds if you happen to forget your normal earbuds or even your headphone at home. They sound pretty decent and have some cool features like a volume slider right on the inline remote, and the earbuds themselves are magnetic, so it's easy to store or wear around your neck. Next up, we've got the Chiffon multi-head USB cable, which has adapters for any phone or device you can imagine. You've got Lightning, USB Type-C, micro USB, and even mini USB, which is dated, but it's cool to have this thing available since nobody's carrying that cable around anymore, so it's nice to have that here just in case you need it. Also, if you don't like the squid look of the Chiffon cable that we mentioned earlier, we have a more traditional one here by ThinkAn. This one's got pretty good quality and has some more length to it than the Chiffon cable, and when you buy it, you also get a much longer version as well. You definitely don't need both this and the Chiffon cable in your kit at the same time, but I wanted to show you guys a few more options. I actually know a couple more that I liked that I'll have linked down below as well, so you guys can pick the one that works best for your kit. And again, we've got the Anker 4-port USB hub, which is definitely clutch when you find yourself needing more USB ports, and it's USB 3.0, so you don't have to worry about speeds. Now, moving on to the right side, since this is a BagSmart case, you've got some slots for some SD cards. And I even got the SD card reader here, so in case your laptop doesn't have an SD card slot, like a MacBook Pro, you're gonna still be able to get your files from your cards. I think having an extra SD card or SD card reader is great for anybody who wants to move files around, or if you happen to forget your SD card when you take your camera out, this is going to have a backup for you. And we've also got some other things in this pouch for media, like some flash drives that can actually be connected to your smartphones. We have one here from Silicon Power for those Android devices with USB-C, and of course we have one for the iPhone, but you'll need an app to get the full use out of it. And we've also got some USB-A to C adapters, so if you happen to need to plug something into a MacBook that you weren't expecting, you know you got some adapters in your survival kit to back you up. Now below those, we have our portable charger from Jackery, and this guy I actually like because you're getting 20,000 milliamp hours from a $20 portable charger. This thing even features 2 USB ports, and one has Quick Charge 3.0, so you get access to fast charging if your device supports it. And it's not a big bulky portable charger. For at 20 bucks, I really like this. And of course, you know I don't play around. You gotta have some writing utensils, like my favorite Kuratoga mechanical pencil, which is self-sharpening thanks to the gear inside of it. But what's really crazy is the multi-use tactical pen that I've got next to it. This is from Belkin, and this thing is nuts. Not only does it have an actual pen, but it also has a blade portion that functions as a bottle opener, a normal blade for cutting, a saw blade, a wrench twist, and the tip even functions as a screwdriver, which gives this thing a lot of functionality. This thing even has a glass breaking tip, so if you're trapped in a car or something, this thing can help you survive in a more literal sense. And it's even got a flashlight, which is very handy to have around. And in the next side, we've got a couple more compartments. Now in this little pouch right here, You know I had to have a microfiber cloth. This thing is a lifesaver if you have a really dirty screen. Instead of just wiping it on your shirt, you get a good microfiber cloth like this one from Spuds, my absolute favorite. Clean up your devices, make them look pretty. Now to the right of that, we've got a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. I didn't think it was possible, but I actually found a decent pair that only cost 20 bucks. So if you really don't feel like dealing with cables or you forgot your normal gym headphones at home, this will be a nice backup. Now these SoundPeats aren't crazy or anything, but they're meant to be a backup for your normal things, just like everything else in this kit. And the last thing we've got are some power options like this Belkin surge protector that we featured in the first tech survival kit. And I really love the flexibility that you get from this thing. Being able to take one outlet and turn it into 3 with 2 USB ports is a win for anyone, especially if you're in a place with limited outlets like a coffee shop or even a library. You can also go with the option I used in the last kit, which includes a portable charger, but you miss out on the USB port and extra outlet. They're both inexpensive, so you can pick whichever one you think will fit your needs, but I'll have them both linked down below. And last, we've got this travel wall adapter from AUKEY. Something like this is a definite must when traveling overseas, since it includes adapters for different outlets from different countries. One thing to note though is that it doesn't convert voltage, so you gotta keep that in mind. And Ari and I have used this in the past, but what makes this thing special is that not only can you plug in your normal device in the outlet, but you can also charge 4 different devices with the 4 USB ports that it comes with. I really wish we had this in our last trip to Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, because the one we had didn't have as many ports, and so it made charging things just a lot slower. Having all 4 ports here would have meant we would have been good to go in less time. So if you want to be able to charge multiple devices when you're overseas, definitely pick this thing up, whether it's for your survival kit or if you just want to keep it in your suitcase. This is a must buy. But that about wraps it up, guys. Like I do with every other survival kit, I try to make the things inside of it as inexpensive as possible so anybody can go ahead and build out their own kit. And I do still think it's worth checking out my first and second tech survival kit, since I did a couple things differently in there that might still be useful today, so definitely check those out. But till the next one, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.